We are in the car again. We are out and about. We've got another grocery haul video today. We're at Costco. Welcome to Pop Keto, where we aim to help you live a sustainable keto and low carb lifestyle. And today we have another one of our very popular shopping videos to put out for you.
Yeah, so we are going into Costco. This is our first time, so we are really excited to see what we'll find. We'll be looking for some of our usual keto staples, as well as we have heard that there are some keto specific products as well. So we're going to have a look for those as well. And stick around to the end of the video because we're going to try some of those out.
All right, let's go.
Being our first time at Costco, we wanted to check out some of the various areas. So we started with fresh produce. It looked fairly extensive, not as big as we expected. It did cover your fruit and veg. What we really wanted to look for was the organic fruit and veg. And here we found some avocados, garlic, ginger. So these ones were interesting, and we did pick up some of these.
Then we headed into the meat department, and we were hoping that we would find some grass-fed and organic meats. We didn't, but the meat there still seemed to be pretty good value. I mean, as always, you're always going to avoid the meats that are already pre-marinated with lots of things in there that we probably wouldn't eat. But their fish department was actually pretty good as well. They had lots of stuff there, and the cod fillets here were actually wild caught, which was something that we were actually pretty interested in.
Next, we checked out the cured meat section, and the range was fairly extensive. We did find that most of these still had the sugars and dextrose and nitrates, etc. But it was still a very good selection.
And here's the cheese section. Now there's lots of big blocks of cheddar cheese if you're after that, but they also had quite a few little selection boxes that you could make a cheese platter out of. Then we head to the frozen section, and the highlights are probably these raspberries and these frozen avocado halves. Now a lot of the other stuff was either coated in breadcrumbs or batter, or they were just full of sugar, so there wasn't a lot in the frozen section.
Then we started to wander through the grocery aisles, and we were really looking out for products that are keto friendly that we haven't found in our traditional supermarkets.
So with that, we're looking for things like oils, nuts. There was a couple of specific things that we were looking for that people had told us to get at Costco, so we were looking out for them. But just having a look around, seeing what there is, because we hadn't been here before.
Yeah, and even having a look at some of these oils. Some of those are really, really good value in terms of their size and price. So yeah, some of these were really, really good value compared to the normal supermarkets.
We did end up finding those keto products, so we're going to taste them at the end, but let's go back and we'll have a bit of a chat through what we actually did buy. So we are back. We've had our Costco experience. There was a few things we picked up here, so let's go through them.
So as we saw when we first walked in the store, we checked out the fresh produce area. Now we did pick up a couple of items. Here we do have some organic avocado and organic garlic. Now we do eat these quite a bit, so I'm sure they'll taste the same. The avocados are huge though, so it was fairly good value actually.
And then raspberries in moderation are really good for you as well. They're low carb, they're sweet, and we got a good pack of them, and they're actually really, really nice. All right, so let's talk about this one. This is what we picked up in the cured meat section, and this was a Polish cabana or cabanos. So the ingredients were pork, salt, spices, and preservative E250. Now, most of those sound pretty clean, but we have looked up the preservative, and E250 is sodium nitrite. Now, this is not something we would eat very often, so we've decided to give it a go, but normally we do try to avoid meat products with nitrites in them.
We also purchased some eggs while we were at Costco.
Always using eggs on
We use so much eggs. We go through eggs like nothing else, but these were really good value. Now these are free range. They didn't have any organic eggs, which is what, again, we were looking for, but this was fine. The eggs that we purchased did end up being better value than what we usually purchase. The next thing that we picked up is these sardines. Now these are wild caught, and they are also in 100% olive oil. So I don't usually see these in our normal supermarkets, so that's why I wanted to give this a go, and it's really, really good for you. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but again, good to have with breakfast or something as a small side.
All right, so let's now talk about these drinks that we've got. Now, you may have already seen us tasting these in our summer series drink video, but these are actually pretty good value here as well. There's two flavors. One of the flavors is like less than a carb per can. The other one I think was about 2.5 carbs per can. So you just need to be mindful of that, but they're fairly clean ingredient wise as well. So we grabbed a pack of them.
The next thing we did end up purchasing on our trip to Costco was these bottles of apple cider vinegar.
And we drink a lot of apple cider vinegar.
We do.
It's something that we put in our cooking as well, so it's something we would use.
Now, these, I was actually really impressed with this find. These are amazing value. Now, these are just under a litre per bottle. Working out compared to what we usually purchase, massively, massively good value. So we were really happy with these. And these are the organic with mother, really happy with these.
So let's talk oils just for a sec. We've got two oils here that we picked up. We picked up this big bottle of avocado oil. Avocado oil, it's a great neutral oil when you're cooking, stuff that you want to maybe shallow fry in or use on things like chicken when you're popping them in the oven. It can be quite a strong taste, so you probably wouldn't use it in mayonnaise. But that is really good value. And then we also got just some olive oil, which is something that we use a bit of as well. And we use this a lot in dressings. We use it in our chimichurri recipe, which is part of our summer series. Not this actual one, but olive oil. And the good thing about this one is that it is organic as well.
The next thing we picked up was a 6-pack of coconut milk. Now, we really go through this as well. It can be used in so many things. One thing that we do look for with our coconut milk is that we want to make sure that we have the highest possible percentage of actual coconut milk.
Yeah.
This one has 72%. So that's
one of the highest we've seen.
Yeah, that is one of the highest. So this was good, really good value being the 6-pack as well.
Next thing we got is this bag of cacao powder. So this is organic cacao rather than cocoa. Now, I know that there's a difference between cocoa and cacao. One's roasted, one's not, but I'm interested to find out how it tastes different in some of the things we're cooking, so I'm looking forward to playing with that.
Next up, pumpkin seeds. Now, we do buy these a lot, so it's actually quite nice to get it in a bulk pack as well. We use them a lot in various recipes, such as our seeded crackers, as well as
Granola.
Yes, these add a really beautiful crunch and they are so good for you. They have a good amount of zinc as well as other nutrition. So yeah, really love this product.
Now, when we were going to Costco, there was a few specific keto things that we've been told to look for. There was 4 of them. One of them was the apple cider vinegar. 2 of them they actually didn't have in stock while we were there. We were really hoping to get on their organic coconut oil.
It's like a big container.
It's like a barrel of it.
Yeah.
And we use that a fair bit
We
do. Another one that we really hope to see was their almond butter, but again, they happen to be out of stock, we picked a great day to visit. But the other thing that we wanted to grab was their almond flour. Now, this is something that we do use a lot in our cooking. A lot of our baking recipes, we use ground almonds, and we've said that there hasn't really been a difference for us between ground almonds and almond flour. But what we have found is that there is a slight difference, and this is actually quite a bit carbier than the almond grounds that we're using.
Yeah, really surprising.
So we thought those carbs were actually pretty high. It said 21 grams of carbs per 100 grams on a label that had been added there for European and UK food standards, given that this is an American product. So we peeled the label off and we're looking at the American numbers, and I've done a little bit of maths on my phone here, and the best we can tell, it's closer to 11 grams carbs per 100 grams. So I'm not exactly sure what the story is, but we'll probably make our way through this bag, but then go back to ground almonds when we're done. And that brings us to our final item, which was the Keto Bombs that we've got. These are pretty cool, actually, by the looks of it. Now, actually, one thing we want to talk about before we get into the taste, there was another keto product.
Oh, there was a few.
There was a few keto products there, and they were marketed as being keto. Now, when we had a look at the ingredients, we would not consider these keto. They had sugar. They had a lot of ingredients in there that we would not consider being keto friendly. Now, the macros were probably close. Now, these ones in particular, they did have erythritol as a part of their sweetening, which, you know, we're happy to take that out of the net carbs when we're working that out. But it's got sugar, it's got rice syrup, it's got maple syrup, and we probably wouldn't recommend these as being keto friendly. So you just need to be mindful when you are purchasing products that are marketed keto, you need to be thinking as well to see if it fits the way you're doing keto. All right, so let's get into our taste test. There are two different flavors. There is a chocolate fudge brownie and it is a dark chocolate peanut butter. Let's go. Now they each come in little individual packets like this. All right, so let's have a look at them.
And that's what they look like on the inside.
Here we go.
This is the choc brownie one, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it tastes nice.
Yeah, I think that's nice enough. It's got a nice dark chocolate taste to it. It's nice and creamy. That's pleasant. I like that.
Now we've got the peanut butter.
Let's go. Ah, it's getting melty in my hand.
So if you really like peanut butter, I think you will like that. It does have a nice peanut butter hit, but it doesn't get lost in, like the chocolate's still there.
It's quite sweet.
It is quite sweet, yeah. These are really nice. They are quite sweet. If you are trying to avoid sweet, because you don't want to, I guess, reawaken that sweet tooth within you, I would say avoid these. But if you know you can stop at one, these can be a really nice treat.
I actually really enjoyed them both. I preferred the chocolate one rather than the peanut butter one. But one thing to note is the price. That pack of 30 fat bombs was about, was it 13 pounds?
13, 14 pounds.
Pounds, something like that. And you can probably make some at home, which taste about as good and a little bit of effort, but much, much cheaper. But overall, I liked them. You?
Yeah, no, I liked it. Again, actually now that we've it's settled down a little bit, I'm like, actually, I wouldn't want to eat more than one because it is quite sweet.
So overall, probably a good shopping experience. I reckon we'll
I'd
go
go back. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we hope that's been helpful for you guys. We hope you've enjoyed it. Hey, if you have, don't forget to click the like button. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.